Welcome to the Vault. During this live stream, we will dive into the psyche. We will chop up information pertaining to the internet and social media and what drives us to engage in apps, social media apps, talking on the cell phone, texting. We will dive into all of that during this live stream. If you'd like to join me on the panel, I will drop the link so you can give your opinion. Are you addicted to the internet? Could you live without the internet, social media? What if there was no more social media, internet? We go back to the days of just a landline, not even a cell phone, no texting, no video chatting, no Messenger, no Facebook, IG, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok. Just the good old days of meeting and greeting and saying hello, exchanging a telephone number. You answered or you didn't answer. That is the conversation here at the Vault. Thank you so much for joining me. I will now play you commentary pertaining to the internet, social media. Is it destroying society?
I want you to start looking for something. And I promise you, once you start looking for it, you'll never be able to stop seeing it everywhere you go. When's the last time you've walked into a restaurant and saw an entire table of friends on their phone? Or a group of people on the street? Or maybe even your family in the morning, each content to be in their own world, nearly unaware of the reality around them. If the majority of human interaction is nonverbal, what would happen if you removed everything but that small remainder for over a decade? As it turns out, that's the very experiment that we're living in today. I remember when I was growing up, way back in the day, a prehistoric time before everyone had a cell phone and computers were named after the year they were made in. Okay, I'm not quite a dinosaur yet, but I grew up in a unique time where half of my childhood was without the major technology and platforms that seem to rule parts of our lives today, and the other half of my childhood was rapidly slingshotted into the new age of technology. I remember from the earlier half of my childhood, life seemed different, especially human interaction. If you wanted to talk with someone, you had no other option but to physically go out and find them and spend uninterrupted time with them in the same room. And while you were there was nothing pulling your attention away, nothing in the back of your mind reminding you that there are hundreds of other people sharing information that you might be missing out on. That degree of presence, practiced day in and day out, created a different richness to human interaction, with intricacies and nuances that seems to be slowly and gradually lost the further we progress into this new age of technological advancement. And with the meteoric rise in popularity for documentaries like The Social Dilemma, it's safe to say that this is a growing sentiment and realization within today's culture. The terrifying crux to the problem is actually quite simple. There's a massive mismatch between the rate of adaptation and advancement between our biology and technology. Because of the law of accelerating returns, the pace of advancement in information technology is exponential. And while technology continues to grow at a rapid pace, we're left still trying to figure out how it actually impacts us, especially when we're teaching algorithms to predict and modulate our behavior. I don't think that anyone's denying that social media, as well as instant communication, is extremely addictive. And its addiction falls right within the same symptoms as substance abuse. But what we don't quite know yet is how this addiction over time changes not only our behaviors through hacking our positive reinforcement centers of the brain, but how over time it changes our perception of reality itself. When we first embarked upon the social media experiment, we had far more in-person interactions under our belt than we did interactions online. So we took our in-person frame of reference and viewed all of our technological interactions through that lens. But now, in a time when we have hundreds, even thousands of friends, acquaintances, celebrities, and online personalities that we keep up with online, we have slowly over time replaced the majority of our interactions with being digital. how much do we now view our in-person interactions through our new digital lens? As a prominent example, you can look at our growingly polarized political discourse in modern times, and you see that we've already started to see the symptoms of a very binary interpretation of human interaction. It's also worrisome to think that our upcoming generation's digital presence may end up being more important than their in-person presence. So how do we stop all of this from happening? Is the answer to shut it all down, just pull the plug on big tech? I don't think that it is. The truth is, we've opened Pandora's box, and this is the reality that we're now faced with. So what's the path forward? The first step is underway: awareness. Much of classical conditioning, and if you don't know what that is, Pavlov's dogs might ring a bell, is based on the more non-conscious mechanisms of the brain. If you become conscious of how the conditioning is affecting you, it gives you a degree of control over your behavior. Beyond that, it's important to maintain that balance of in-person and digital interaction. You want the lens that you view the world from to be a full 100% of human communication. Body language, emotion, facial expression, nuanced tonality. It's what we were designed to do, and we can't let that practice atrophy, because that's what creates our sense of identity and community that gives us a healthy view of others in the world. If we can maintain that balance, we can begin to have a healthier relationship with our online presence and retain control over the influence these platforms and technologies have on us. These algorithms are based on human behavior and response, and that's something we have control over. Take some small steps today. Maybe start by uninstalling some social media platforms from your phone. Then you have to physically go log into your computer to use it, removing some of the convenience. If you're tied to your phone for work, once the day is done, find some time to spend with your family and friends, and turn your phone completely off for it. Be fully present with the people that you're with, and you just might notice that the world isn't quite as crazy as it seems, and that the life right in front of you is beautiful.
Common knowledge is the source of this information. Thank you so very much for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $Big Angie, 129 Cash App. All stickers and chats are welcome during this live stream. This is a deep dive into the human psyche. Many people are on social media, the internet. People are on it for various reasons, resources, job, work, entertainment, boredom, and also for nefarious reasons, scams, to hurt people, lure people into mayhem. Where would you be without the internet, social media? You see, there's still people who do not indulge in Facebook, YouTube, apps, because they don't want to. And I will say that I was one of those people. I was told I should get on Facebook years ago, probably between 16, 17, 18. Someone kept saying, you should get on, you should get on, you should get on, you should get a profile, you should do this. And I didn't have any need for it because, one, I didn't care for the computer. I've never liked the computer. I guess you could say I was intimidated by the computer. I just didn't want to be typing. I didn't want to, because I'm not a typer. I didn't want to be bothered. And there are days I still don't want to be bothered. And I find myself saying, this isn't for me. I don't want to be glued to a computer, cell phone, because now the cell phone is just a baby computer if you don't have a cell phone, because you can now set up emails with Yahoo or Gmail. So you get emails now for work, leisure, doctor's appointments, doctor visits, any type of business now wants your email. Even if you go in a store, sign up for the discount card, they want an email, send you information about discounts and so on and so forth. But some people are addicted to the internet. It is their every being. They can't move without looking at the phone. They get up, they're on the phone. They're walking out the door, they're on the phone. They get in their car, they're on the phone. Walking to the bus stop, train stop, they're on their phone. Damn near about to get themselves killed in traffic, looking at a phone. Get on the train, bus, on the phone. Walking off train, bus, on the phone. Walking into the business, work, on the phone. Going in the store, grocery store, on the phone. You have to ask yourself, how can you maintain civility if you're on your phone looking at whatever it is, be it apps, texting people, looking at messages, are you that person that you are bound by the cell phone, the messaging system / internet, social media? I don't see a person really having a true existence. And this is my opinion. If this is all you can do, that you can't function unless you are on that phone engaging in social media, the internet, apps. Because what you have to ask yourself, one, when were you born? How were you raised? What are your goals in life? And are you going to make this your entire life, being on the internet? Because if you're my age, 50 plus, you came up in a time when there was no cell phone, there was no iPhone, there was no modern technology with apps, internet. When you wanted to talk to someone, you called them by phone. You had a landline. You asked if you could come see them, or they invite you over. What happened to that correspondence? I will dig more into that conversation, but I will play you more commentary pertaining to social media and the ramifications of being on the internet and social media. Thank you for joining me. NIH study tracks effects of social media on adolescent brains. This content was uploaded 4 years ago, and the content I just played by Common Knowledge was uploaded 2 years ago. Thank you for joining me. CBS Morning is the source. Thank you, Deborah.
Fascinating results. The National Institutes of Health study is following more than 11,000 children over a decade. In early testing, researchers found significant differences in brain chemistry for kids who had at least 7 hours of screen time a day compared to kids who use screens less. Anderson Cooper spoke to the researchers for last night's 60 Minutes.
Until recently, it was impossible to see what happens inside a young brain when a person is focused on a mobile device. But now, scientists at the University of California, San Diego have hacked that problem.
How often do you have young people come in for the MRIs?
So as often as we possibly can.
Dr. Kara Baggett is an investigator on that $300 million NIH study. Her team is scanning teenagers' brains as they follow Instagram, the most popular social media app. When we met 18-year-old Roxy Shimp, she was about to participate in Dr. Baggett's study.
How much time do you actually spend on screens?
I check my phone pretty regularly, I'd say.
What's pretty regular?
Every at least 10 to 20 minutes.
Is that a conservative estimate?
Probably.
She can't take her phone into the MRI because of the powerful magnets in the machine. So a mirror has been placed above her face to allow her to look across the room at a movie screen displaying images from her Instagram account. This way, Dr. Baggett can see exactly which parts of the brain's reward system are most active while using social media.
So you can actually see a part of the brain light up when you're feeling good.
Yes, in the scanner.
In the scanner.
Yeah.
Based on her data and the results from other studies, Dr. Baggett is among scientists who believe screen time stimulates the release of the brain chemical dopamine, which has a pivotal role in cravings and desire.
So you're more likely to act impulsively and use social media compulsively instead of like checking yourself.
You want to keep on it to keep getting
the good feelings.
Psychologist and best-selling author Lisa Damour is a CBS News contributor and is here with more on this. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning.
So we won't know the full results from this study for quite a while, but does anything concern you from what we see thus far?
Well, here's what we do know. We do know that social media is incredibly compelling. We know that it triggers the reward centers in the brain. And this is true for grown-ups too, not just teenagers and kids. So we know that. We also know that digital technology already disrupts things that are important for healthy development. So sleep, one-on-one interactions that are face-to-face, learning how to focus on one's schoolwork, physical activity. So we should already start to be drawing some lines around digital technology just to protect normal and healthy development.
And so much is about guidelines. We know that now pediatricians recommend that children under the age of 2 not have any screen time. What are the guidelines for children through adolescence, though?
I think that the way we want to think about it is that there's no simple answer, right, that we wish there were. I recommend that we really make priorities about what are we trying to protect. So we're trying to protect sleep. We're trying to protect family time. We're trying to protect focus. So I think the guidelines should flow from there. Children need a lot more sleep than people appreciate. Elementary school children need 11 hours a night. Middle schoolers need 10 hours a night. High schoolers need 9 hours a night. So if we even do that, that's one heck of a guideline.
And the thing is, it's not just total time, it's that we're creating a habit of distractions.
Yes.
We're training our kids to keep interrupting themselves, which means they can't do anything hard because they seek that interruption.
That's right. Focus is a muscle that we build. And it doesn't matter if someone interrupts you or you interrupt yourself, it still disrupts your focus.
You have a new book coming out about anxiety and depression, specifically among young girls.
Mm-hmm.
How does social media contribute to that? Is there data that shows that it's causal?
We don't yet have causal data, but what we do have are some longitudinal studies that have actually looked at the trajectory through sleep, that when high schoolers get phones that disrupt their sleep, subsequently, they go on to have higher rates of depression, higher rates of emotional fragility. So we don't yet have a certainty, but we are in that direction.
I mean, I hear this from parents all the time. Suicide rates being up. They know someone that their kids go to school with. Depression, anxiety. What's causing that?
I think we don't really know, and I think simple answers are appealing, but they're probably not accurate. We want to look at this in broad scope and think about a lot of factors that may be causing stress and anxiety to go up for our kids and making it important that we take steps to protect them from a lot of things. Social media may be one of them.
Yeah. And since I've already read an early copy of her book, I know there's a lot of answers in there. When's it coming out?
Well,
It comes out February 12th.
And with teenage kids who sees those weather patterns of their moods change quickly, you know that social media is playing a little bit of a role. Let's sit more. Thank you so much.
You're
for
welcome.
this.
Thanks for having me.
All right. CBS Mornings, 4 years ago content. Here you have a lady showing you, she put a young lady in under the machine, and she was able to look at a mirror to watch social media while having her brain detected for what would make her happy. This was a study done. What makes us happy? Does social media, the internet, make us happy? Are some of you just enthralled to be looking at the internet? I would say this is a very serious situation for those who possibly are bored easily, attention deficit, can't focus. So they can look at the internet because there's so many things to look at, to view. And you do see people easily distracted by normalcy by looking at the internet and the computer and their cell phone. People really don't pay attention to what's around them because they're on their phones all the time. As I said, the phone is now basically a miniature computer. What you could get on the internet at one time via the computer is now accessible to you by your cell phone, Android or an iPhone. But are you addicted? Have you succumbed to the madness of this box, this thing called the computer, cell phone, iPhone? It's all the same. iPad. You have to have it with you everywhere you go. You got to take everything, cords and all. Wake up. You got to see what happened. Not the weather, but who posted something. Is it necessary? Ding, 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 ping, 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 all through the night. Do you wake up with hearing pings off your phone, or do you turn your phone on silent? Are you addicted to social media? Could you live without social media? Could you go back to the way it was, the way you grew up, where people talk to people, people engaged with one another. They had conversations with one another. They sat down actually on a sofa chair and conversed, asked you how you were doing, how your day was. You sat at the table and you actually ate food without a phone being on the table. There was no cell phone. There was no beeper. Some of us who had this luxury. You actually ate the food You talked, maybe during dinner, depending on how you were raised. You got up from the table and you went about your daily business until nighttime and you went to bed. Now, the cell phone, computer, iPad is the new pillow because people are sleeping with this item in their bed, in their hand. There's no more turning off the TV devices and actually getting a sound 8 hours of sleep. We don't live in an 8-hour sleeping pattern anymore. People are barely getting 5 to 6 hours due to their work, anxieties, personal problems, issues. And then it doesn't help with social media because it will keep you up because you're looking at your phone, your devices. Could you go back to a simpler life without the internet? Thank you for joining me. I will now play audio number 3. TEDx Talks is the source. This was uploaded 3 years ago. Social media is making us unsocial. Speaking is Kristen Gallucci. Thank you for your time. Is it true that social media is making us unsocial?
Just a moment. I'm posting this. A few years ago, I attended a social media event. This is an event where people gather and share their ideas with an audience. Many of these influencers had spent years creating videos and sharing their stories and encouraging others to build authentic relationships. I watched with enthusiasm each one walk into the conference and right on by, headed for the most Instagram-worthy location in the conference hall. With each attempt to introduce myself, I was ignored or brushed off. You see, they chose to connect online rather than to connect with a human being. They chose social media over the potential of a real relationship right in front of them. That was the moment that changed my perspective. Social media is making us unsocial. Social media is killing relationships. Social media is replacing experiences. Look familiar? Or this? How about this?
Showing people on their cell phones in different places in public.
Social media has changed the way we live our lives, from the way we get news to the way we interact with loved ones. It's everywhere. It's powerful. And it's growing. According to the Global Web Index, we spend on average 2 hours a day on social media, and it's increasing at a rate of 2 minutes per day. Over the course of a lifetime, that's 5 years and 4 months on social media. That's over 40,000 hours. The experience of art and history are being replaced with a digital representation of those things. Rather than visit a museum or art gallery,
Exactly.
we take to Instagram to view the works of artists like Banksy. Social media is impacting social issues too. Have you heard the term slacktivism? While social media activism brings awareness to societal issues, the awareness isn't translating into real change. It's a shift to devices. People are pressing a like button rather than actively engaging with campaigns in real life. We care more about how other people perceive our adventures than actually having them. The urge to check social media is stronger than the urge for sex, yet both are driven by a need to connect. Many relationships have been jeopardized or ruined because of micro-cheating, pushing the boundaries of fidelity through social media. We know that the world is changing with every passing moment because of technological inventions and rapid adoption of the technology. But technology is not the problem. We are. And the reality is we are slowly becoming addicted. How do I know? I'm on the inside. For the past 20 years, I've been in marketing. And as long as there are advertisers looking to capture your attention and get you hooked, there will be new social platforms. There will be new social channels. For the last few years, I had been creating content on social, specifically on LinkedIn, and I was named a top voice on the platform. But what I realized was, the more I was creating online and building relationships online, I was losing touch with people in real life. After food and shelter, our need to belong and feel positively connected is arguably the number one predictor of health, happiness, well-being, and even longevity. Human connection brings complex value to our lives. It's the interactive exchange that defines us. We need to use social media as a support to building real relationships, not a catalyst to losing them. Remember, some of the most brilliant minds in the world, think Silicon Valley tech, have dedicated their lives to making social media more addictive. We need to get aggressive to get our focus back. We can do it. Here's how. Turn notifications off. Delete social media apps from your phone. Educate others and help our children understand how to manage their usage. Use social media to build relationships and take it offline. We already know the risks: anxiety, isolation, depression, cyberbullying, low self-worth. We can do it. Let's disconnect to connect. Thank you.
Kristen Gallucci, TEDx Boca Raton, speaking at a public platform about social media making us unsocial. I agree. I will now give you my commentary pertaining to the internet and social media. Thank you for joining me. This is The Vault. We have come a mighty long way in our existence on this planet Earth. And I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of what we have indulged in while being on this planet. The CD was invented in 1979. It was released to the general public in 1982 with a worth of 200 billion sold from that release in 1982. The DVD was released November 1st, 1996. Invented in 95 and released November 1996. First DVD. The beeper prototype. I didn't do that beeper, but cell phone. Let's go with the cell phone. Prototype was called the Shoe. It weighed 2.5 pounds. Its infancy was April 3rd, 1973. First call made was in New York City. A guy walking down the street by the name of Martin Cooper. It was a Motorola. The voicemail, 1980. Home phone. Internet, January 1st, 1983. And also the first public cell phone released was in 1983. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, February 2004. He invented this platform as a way for he and his Harvard classmates to communicate and talk. Messenger, installed 2011, but didn't make it to the public until September 2014. And you had to upload Messenger as a separate app to retrieve your messages from Facebook. Interesting. Twitter, March 21st, 2006. It was created and launched July 15th, 2006. Google, Menlo Park, California, September 4th, 1998. First date site, Match.com, 1995. '70s, Mr. Gordon Matthews applied for this patent of a date site, 1979, and sold it a year later to the 3M company. Personal ads, first invented 1685. 1700s, gays were allowed to place ads through code words. 1940, some young people, school, were using data to match people in 1940. And then in 1959, Stanford students automated the matchmaking service as a school project. Then in the mid-1900s, an attempt by 2 Stanford students to get people in the dating world was through a punch card and a questionnaire. First phone, landline. (1876). But before that, 1849, an Italian man made a phone. And after that, 1854, was a Frenchman. But here in the United States, Mr. Alexander Graham Bell got a patent for the first landline phone in America with the telegraph. You could talk on it for 30 minutes only. It weighed 1.75 pounds, and it cost $39.95, almost $4,000 to own a phone back in those times. He made his first call, Mr. Graham, to Mr. Watson, his assistant, on March 10th, 1876. First landline in America was on January 30th, 1877. The GPS, Joint Civil Military Technical Program, started in 1973. GPS for our cell phones came into existence by the Android iOS September 2008. It was released and it was launched February 8th, 2005. So 3 years, almost 3.5 years, the GPS on the cell phone launched February 8th, 2005. And released to the public September 2008, GPS on the Android phone. You can watch movies now via your phone, computer, iPad. You can cast from your phone these apps onto your TV, such as YouTube and other casting agents. You can talk on your computer by Messenger, IG, date sites, talk on apps, Duo, Messenger, video chat, Duo, Messenger, iPhones, date sites. But imagine no apps, iPhone, no Messenger, no video chat, just a landline. Maybe even go back to not having a cell phone. Could you go back to just a landline? Renting movies, buy DVDs. No apps, no sites, no Facebook, no Twitter, no Google, no IG, no Snapchat, no apps, period. Could you make it without these apps? Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Of course you could, because you made it before. Those who are my age and older, and possibly 10 years younger, you were born in a world where these things did not exist except for the landline. You could make it. Because you have to remember the world was not made with apps, cell phones, not even a home phone, beeper, VCR, DVD player, radio. It's all the same. There was a time when there was nothing but just the earth. And then man. And then woman and child. And the animals. And the water. And the trees. And the birds. Sand. Dirt. And then we multiplied it to where we are today. A modern world. But are we better in this modern world? Because many people have become detached from reality from social media. And that's obvious because of the way people act and the way they talk on social media. And as you see in the true crime arena, those who have decided to indulge in this true crime world, you see how the internet can harm a person, reputation, livelihood. Because you get to just talk and type behind a computer, or you can live stream, upload a video or short, and tell the world how you feel about something, what you like, don't like, who you think did something, why they're wrong, blah, blah, blah. And as they say, once you say it, you can't take it back. You can apologize, but would it be genuine? Is it genuine? Or are you only apologizing because you're getting flack for the things you're saying? You see, there are repercussions for being on these boxes, indulging in the apps, the Facebook, the TikTok, so on and so forth. There's no communication with apps now. People don't really engage anymore. There's no more calling you on the phone to see how you're doing, asking you, do you need anything? Let's just chit chat. No, I don't want to talk. I don't like talking on the phone. I had a classmate say that to me a few years back. I don't like talking on the phone. So you want me to sit here and text with you back and forth. So to me, that sounds ridiculous, because there was a time when we didn't have anything but a cell phone a home phone and or a beeper. So how do you go from the mid 90s, early 90s to now, 2018, 2019, saying, I don't like talking on the phone? That makes no sense to me. You see, I believe when people tell you that they don't like talking on the phone, that is just a cop-out, that they don't want to engage. Just say you don't want to talk. Because my thing is, you can't talk to me on the phone, you don't have a reason to text me. That's how the queen rocks. Because you see, you're allowing someone to dominate a part of you that you like to do, which is talk on the phone. There's nothing wrong with talking on the phone. And I get it. There are some people who are not talkers on the phone. I totally understand. And I respect your wish to say, I'm not really a talker. So then what I say to that is, you're possibly not somebody I'd like to talk to then. How about that? Because let's be truthful. When you're trying to explain something thoroughly, texting is not going to cut it. How much texting are you going to do? Unless you press the microphone button, and that option lets you speak what you want to say about a certain situation. But then how long is that going to go on? You just speaking into the microphone, waiting for a response. And what if you never get a response? You get back a text or another voice clip. So we're going to still be doing this back and forth, voice clipping and texting. Or somebody I know personally just sends you a funky ass emoji with a thumbs up. Quite rude. But guess what? They do it because they can. And if I or you allow it, then it will continue. Stay woke now. Texting only. How is this communicating with anyone? Texting only. Texting while driving, texting while in the bathroom, texting while in the tub, texting while on the toilet, texting while waiting to be seen at the doctor's office, texting. But you refuse to pick up the phone to call a person just to say hello. I'm old school. You can't call to say hello. We don't need to be talking because it's rude. Jumping from one site to the next, texting someone is a very big no. That's rude as well. There's nothing wrong with starting the conversation off with, hey, hello. But we've learned that sometimes people do this to see what you're about, such as friending someone on Facebook. You accept the request, and next thing you know, they're in your messenger. Oh, hi, how are you? Hope you're well. You respond, okay, I'm fine, thank you. And then here comes the personal questions, which leads one to think, especially if it's a man sending messages to a woman, oh, that's all he wanted anyway, was to try to conversate. So people send you the friend request first because they know it'll lie back in that archive through Messenger. And if you don't regularly check that, you won't know that someone has sent you a message through Messenger. So they send you the friend request so you can respond quickly. But see, that can also be a ruse to getting your personal business. Sending a friend request, you accept it, now they're in the messenger. And as I said, some people use Messenger or your direct phone line messaging system to converse only by messages, text. A lot of people won't even turn on the voicemail to their own damn phone number, as so you won't leave a message. And I find people who are usually deceptive use this tactic. They don't like you to leave messages because they know they're not going to follow through with one, calling, conversating, returning phone calls, texting only. So they don't turn on the voicemail, as so you don't clog up their voicemail box. Oh, how clever. And as I said, usually deceptive people won't use voicemail. Don't get offended, because if it doesn't apply to you, you have no need to get offended by what I'm saying to you in this live stream. I'm speaking from personal experience. Eating while on the phone, public restaurants, at the house. How rude is it to be at a dinner table, lunch table with your friends, associates, and everybody's on their phone, or a few or one person is on their phone? How are you engaging in the conversation of eating and dining while being on the phone? Then you want to show somebody something, a meme, a joke, a post. And imagine this goes on through the entire dinner, just swapping back phone paraphernalia. It's not really engaging now, is it? And imagine a table full of people, 6, 7, 8 people dining, and everybody's on their phone, laughing at whatever they're looking at, not paying attention to what people are talking about at the table. It is rude. And I think we need to set a standard with the people that we engage with in public at a table. You invite me out to eat, or I invite you out to eat. The rules should be we do not talk on the phone. Unless it's an emergency, some business you need to take care of and have to answer in a timely fashion, then you respond by answering or texting. But after that, you put the phone down and engage in the company of the people you are with. Same thing with a function, wedding, church, funeral. You've seen people on the phone at church, funerals, weddings. And it's like, well, why are you here? You're not going to engage in the function because 9 times out of 10, a function has people, sporting events, sport games. People are on their phones. People are taking pictures, selfies, going live. But isn't it rude? Yeah, we'll get to that. About texting in the same house. That's rude. That means you're too lazy to get up and just yell, hey, get the laundry. Hey, dinner's ready. And I've seen that texting from room to room. And now people don't even eat at the table. Your living room furniture, den furniture, bedroom is your dinner table. There was a time when there was no eating in your bedroom. No taking food in the room, especially for children. You ate at a table. But we live differently now. People eat in their beds, eat in the living room. But when I grew up, that was a no-no. There was no taking no plate of food in the bedroom or the living room. But we don't live in that type of world anymore because people's mindset changes. So now it's texting, cell phone mania, cell phone right there with your hamburger and French fries. You don't even care about getting food, ketchup, mustard on your laptop and your cell phone. Is your cell phone nasty? Computer, iPad, sticky? Just asking. Scams, robocalls now through cell phones. You rarely got that on home phones, but you still have a few people that'll scam you, try to scam you on your home phones. People don't visit anymore, don't stop by, don't write letters, don't knock on doors, because people are more funny now. They don't want you just jumping up, banging on their door, visiting. So you call or you text. Hey, you busy? You want some company? Can I come over? Do you all even use your landline phone or your cell phone to actually call a human being to say hello? How are you doing? Do you engage in phone conversation by a phone, not a text? What happened to calling people? What happened to visiting people at their home? What happened to inviting people over to your house? Or are you not the friendly type? What happened to meeting and greeting in public? Let's just go catch a movie. Go out to eat. Let's go sit in the park. Let's take a walk in the park. Jog around the track. What happened to those days of meeting and greeting people? No return phone calls, just a text. Why is that? Are you one of those people that refuse to talk to people on the phone? You will respond by a text. Your phone rings right now. You refuse to answer it. There's nothing going on. You're not busy. You're not at work. You're not at school. You're not taking a bath. You're not in the bathroom. You just don't want to talk, but you will reply by a text. Are you the type that replies by text only? Because many people do that now. Why? Why do that? You don't think that's rude? I think it's rude. Whether you're a talker or not, I think it's rude. Emails, the other new way of conversing with people. No more applying for jobs by paper. They'll either send you an email to let you know you got the job, or they might even call you. But everything's done by emails. You apply for a discount card. They want your email, sending you updates and what's on for sale through your Gmail or Yahoo, blah, blah, blah. Getting a job. Everything's through an email. Business, medical, will send you an email. Your landlord, rental company, will send you an email to let you know what's going on via this, that, maintenance request, blah, blah, blah. Email, emails. Bullying. Perfect way. Harassing people through the internet. Also social apps. Talking about people, ranting, raving, dousing people with gasoline, accusing them of things, crimes, outing them, gay, bisexual, transgender, having an affair, cheating, lying, stealing, criminal record. All through social media apps. Let me tell you what he did. You did this. You said this. I don't like you. I heard what you did to my friend. Blah, 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 blah. Nice way to bully people through social media apps, such as what I'm doing here, making videos, live streams about a person I don't like, or what he did, or what I think they did was wrong. My personal commentary. Hacking profiles. Easy way to get your profile hacked, whether it's on a date site, Facebook, IG, someone steals your pictures, opens up a profile on another app, and pretends to be you by using your photographs, your posts. Very dangerous. Can cause imminent harm. And that's another thing. Posting, rants, political rants. What you don't like today, who made you mad today, beefing, arguing with strangers, people, family, friends. Going after people that did something to you or said something to you. Once again, outing people by Facebook posts, IG posts. Remember, you can't take it back. Delete what you said yesterday, 5 days ago, 2 months ago, but somebody still has a copy because people have the option to save those rants and posts. Could also cause you harm to your family, friends. Could also get you dead. Especially when you're outing people, cursing people out, or arguing with them. Who's to say? And many deaths have occurred from social media posts. Somebody's cracking jokes, going off. I brought you commentary about that a few months ago. Black man in Michigan, known as the town comedian, cracking jokes on his social media platform, going live, and they came by his mother's house and shot him while he was outside. Shot him to death. And last time I reported that commentary, I don't believe there were any suspects. But as his mother said, somebody knows. And it's even dangerous for her to even speak because people know who she is. They know where she lives because they killed her son right outside the front door. And I also brought you that commentary a while back about Miss Jane, who went live streaming after walking in on a man having sexual relations with another man because she had left her keys in his apartment after purchasing marijuana from him. And a day later, she was gunned down on a busy road. You see, your post can get you in trouble. Also can lure crazy people, stalkers, voyeurs. Know that when people are friends with you or can go to your pages, they can, as I said, clip your pictures, videos, save them, post them to other sites. That's why we have things that go viral, because people take things and share them with other platforms. Hey, let me show you what this girl said over here on Facebook, IG. Posting excessively pictures, families, videos, telling your business can cause you harm. As I said, get you a voyeur, a stalker, and you could end up hurt or dead, kidnapped, bullied, friends, family bullied by things you're posting, pictures, shaking your rump in front of the camera. Why? I'm wondering about that as well. Someone I saw that I know of on a social media platform, she was bending over with her ass in the screen, shaking her ass. And the first thing I thought was, what is the point of this? And I saw another young person doing it recently, shaking their newfound ass. And I'm asking myself, why are you doing this? You are a young mother and you have a lot of children. And you just keep taking ass selfies. Why? What is the point? You've got your rear done and now you want to let the world know. And then some would say, well, it's not really all your real butt. So why are you showing it? You see, everything's about interpretation. I had a relative once to make a comment. She didn't like people who posted selfies all the time on Facebook. And I asked her why. What difference does it make? Well, what do you care? So I got to thinking about it as time goes by. And there are people who do post a lot of selfies. Sometimes extensively. So then you have to ask yourself, why is she or he always posting a selfie? Are they insecure? They really like themselves. They're vain. They want attention. What is the motivation for the endless selfies? I know somebody right now, nice looking white girl that we know each other. She posts her nails. She posts her new hair. She posts her makeup. She posts the animal. She posts the Christmas tree. I just take it that she likes herself. I'm not going to get wrapped up into why she's posting all the time, because I don't have to watch. That's what you have to tell yourself. Do I want to make it a big deal that they post endlessly, posting rants, going off, mad at the world, depressed, telling people about themselves, talking about them in a roundabout way, or go ahead, dropping their damn name, beefing with people? You get this a lot on social media. Is it necessary? I get it. Sometimes you're angry. You're mad at the world. You have shit on your mind. You want to let the world know. But it can become daunting and boring to the viewing audience. Some young guy I know right now, he posts a lot about the world, who he's mad at, this, that. And at some point, I'm starting to say, okay, enough. I heard you. You've got issues. You got family issues. You got women issues. How about taking the time to reflect, change what you don't like about yourself, and just show us a happier you in a picture, or you doing something, and that will let the world know, and whoever else, your haters, know, I'm still around and I'm still kicking and I'm still moving. Social media apps now can cause a lot of damage. As I said, people stealing your ID, your pictures, use this for fraud, opening up accounts in your name, getting your personal information. That's why you have to be very careful, especially with posting your phone number to anything, because these crooks are savvy out here. So it's not just being addicted to it, social media. It also can cause you problems with fraud. Fake IDs, fake profiles on other sites, date sites, other apps, fake Facebook profiles, IG profiles, Twitter, so on and so forth. Using social apps, as I said, to out people, say nasty things, argue. On social media, you can say anything without any ramifications. Do any of these people ever apologize once people start talking? Hey, that wasn't nice what you said about Joe Blow, Susie Q. You need to take that back. Or you need to apologize. And there have been some famous people who have apologized for their rants. But what I think is that they wouldn't even apologize if people didn't start getting angry about what they're saying. And we know one famous person by the name of Kanye West. He loves to post very ignorant commentary, especially about black people. And some of us black people, you damn right, we don't like what you're saying, because you tend to forget that you are black. And you are more than insensitive, you're ignorant. And that's a total difference. But as they say, freedom of speech. But it can cost you in the long run, idiotic postings, idiotic rants, beefing with people, talking bad about people. cause a problem in the end. As I said, maybe cost you your life. Being fake on your social media platform, not genuine, fake persona. And some people will say that about people when they learn of secrets, learn things about them that they didn't know, such as maybe they are, I don't know, having an affair, sleeping with this one or that one. Oh, she's not really happy. She just posts all those selfies, but deep down inside, she's angry, she's bitter, she's mad, she's suicidal. Could be. I mean, people do have bad days, but they still take a selfie smiling. Are we supposed to always show a picture of us frowning? Always post when we're angry, bitter, upset, mad? Shouldn't we have a good day? See, everything's about interpretation. And then you hear all these whack stories that happen in the bump of the night, heat of the night, when there's mischief, mayhem, murder. And everybody was taking pictures together and they look so happy. And later we find out somebody was gay or bisexual or transgender, or they killed their family, killed their wife, their girlfriend. And you say, damn, they looked happy in those photos. Everything's about interpretation. Using the social media apps for violence, showing people fighting, fussing, cursing, pulling out guns, weapons. Why air it? Why pass it along? Why stand outside with your cell phone filming people arguing, bickering? Then it turns to violence, and now you're sharing it, and everybody knows you sent it. And some people just sit and wait for altercations to jump off the film, hoping somebody argues. Why? Why would you want to do that? Fake sites. You get a lot of that on Facebook. People trying to lure you to get your money, steal from you, rob you, defraud you. Same thing with ordering things online. You can get your account compromised, such as myself. That happened to me last year. I ordered a Bluetooth speaker last year, and my bank account was compromised. So I don't order anything online. As much as I would like to order certain things online, I have yet to order anything else because my bank account got compromised. And that's a dangerous thing because I never ordered anything before. So I knew it was because I ordered something. Somebody had hacked the site, I guess, where I had ordered something. And I still get little notifications from Amazon, FedEx now saying, oh, here, confirm your order, blah, blah, blah. See, phishing attempts. Because so long as you give your phone number for something, somebody is watching that number, looking at that number. And that's why I don't like using phone numbers for apps. I don't want to use it for Google, Facebook, any of those type of things, because that's an easy way for somebody to hack into the account. Now they've got your cell phone number or alternate numbers, and an easy way to use it with your name or the name that you're using on that account profile. And see, a lot of people don't think about that. Public places. Using your phone in public places that you know you should not be on your phone all the time, especially at functions. As I said, eating, dining, football, basketball games. How are you watching the game if you're on your phone? How are you enjoying the meal with your friends and family if you're on your phone? You're at a banquet. You're at a speech. You're on your phone. So that means you're not listening to the person speaking, the content that's been given to you. Why? Do you need to be on your phone all the time? Especially in public. Once again, you also can endanger your life by posting to social media, your rants, beefing, arguing with people, posting seductive or naked pictures of yourself. That's another thing. People use it for vicious modes. Some people are soliciting themselves for sex, hookups. So you send naked pictures out to the general public on a site. They can be shared to other sites. Now somebody can contact your home, your job, your landlord, and now you having to worry about having a job. God forbid somebody sends it to your school. If you're enrolled in college, your children's school, somebody's now outing the parent. You have to think before posting anything to social media, even if it's just a picture when you're fully clothed. because people do steal pictures, people share pictures, and you do not know where those pictures end up. That's why when you post any type of picture to social media, it's really dangerous to even have a Facebook account, because you do not know where your pictures are. And people's identities are stolen and hacked every day. Bank accounts stolen and hacked, phone numbers hacked. You don't know where anything ends up. Fake friends, relationships, hookups, flings. People are using social media as a way to hook up with people and meet. Now, you don't have to go out and meet people at parties, functions, bars. You can just scroll through Facebook, IG accounts, send a message, see if they reply, give them a fake ass conversation. And next thing you know, you want to meet and greet, or just outright ask them, hey, you want to have sex? Many men and women are using the sites just to have sex with people. That is your choice. But you also know this could be dangerous, because you can meet somebody at a hotel, their house, bring them to your home, and you end up dead, robbed, tortured, mutilated. You don't know people. Driving while texting, looking at apps. You know that's wrong. People have been doing it for years, talking on the phone. You know it's dangerous to talk on the phone, and it's definitely dangerous to be looking at things on your phone while driving. No more newspapers, magazines. The sales have plummeted with social media now, because you can watch everything on TV via YouTube, decorating shows, other shows, programs. I specifically like YouTube just so I could watch decorating videos many moons ago. I didn't have to worry about collecting magazines anymore, because now I could just go straight into YouTube, go into the decorating app or channel, and watch HGTV till I'm blue in the face, or any other content. And that saves on paper. Queen's OCD, and I don't like a lot of paper. I don't like a lot of junk. I don't like a lot of knickknacks, riffraff. I don't like a lot of stuff. Older now, I don't need it. That's why days ago, Christmas, I was revamping my home, packing up stuff that I'm going to sell on the marketplace, because I realized you don't need as much as you think you do. And as you get older, your mindset changes. All this stuff is made in China, so it's replaceable. That's how I look at it. So it's made in the masses. So you really don't have anything special as you think. It looks good to you. It looks cute to you today, or pretty. And maybe 5 days from now, 2 months from now, you don't even like it anymore. You don't want it, because everything's produced in the masses. But everything's on the internet now. So you don't have to go buy the newspaper. You don't have to go buy a magazine. And even when you're reading an article, they'll put a pop-up wanting you to solicit $2 or so you can read the content or subscribe, because they need that money to run this app, the New York Post or whoever you're reading. See, everything's about the money, because the money is what makes the world go round. But sad for the newspaper, magazine, books, same thing with books. You can now read them on audio now online. No more going in the store to buy a book or the library. Everything you can do now online. Online is the new lover. You literally don't even have to leave your house. So long as you have Wi-Fi access to data on your phone, everything you need to look and view is via the phone and the computer. Have we become addicted to this new way of life with the cell phone, iPad, computer, social apps? No more engaging. Bad for big businesses, small businesses. Many businesses have failed for various reasons since the downfall of the economic status in America, 2008. And as I said, with online shopping, venues, businesses, apps, many businesses have failed because things have changed. Ordering online now. No need of going into the store to buy shoes, clothes, makeup, products. We just order it online. So that's not good for stores because nobody's coming in. People deciding to order online. Naturally, there's a hazard with ordering online, waiting for the item, hoping the item isn't broken, hoping the item looks the way you want, fits the way you want, and God forbid, not stolen from your front porch, front door, and or your personal account hacked from you ordering the product. Could you live without social media, the internet? That is my question. This is an all-inclusive live stream pertaining to the internet and being addicted to the internet and its use of apps. That's what this commentary is about. Could you live without the internet, social media? Could you go back to a regular landline phone? No, not even a cell phone. No texting, no video chatting, no nothing. Could you go back? That is the question. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time and listening to the Vault this early evening. I'm going to put the link in just in case there's somebody that wants to give his or her public opinion pertaining to social media apps. Has it gone too far? The many apps used now? Do you feel like people are addicted? They don't engage in conversation? People are being ignored, public places, venues, at home, because people are on their phones all the time. Nobody visits anymore. Stops by. Nobody goes to other people's homes. No writing of letters. Everything is online. Could you live without the internet, social media? Because you see, the world was designed to be sociable, to meet and greet, talk to people, spend time with people, go to the movies, walk in the park, functions, camping, hiking, going to sporting events, weddings, church, funerals, bar mitzvahs, gatherings. And although people still do these things, but you have the cell phone in tow, iPad. So it's not so much engaging if people are distracted while having a party function. How can the party be fun if everybody's sitting on their phone? Riding the train and bus, I get that because you might be on a winded trip. So you have to do something while sitting there. But there was a time when you rode the bus and the train and there was no cell phone. People just stared off into space and looked out the window, or they people watched. Same thing with riding the airplane. You closed your eyes and enjoyed the ride. You on the ferry, you enjoyed the ride. You're in your car, you turned on the radio. Old school. No trying to talk and text while driving, looking at apps while driving. Dangerous. Are we addicted to our cell phones, iPads, computers, social media apps, internet, posting posts, memes, pictures, selfies, scrolling, Googling excessively, meddling? It's another thing. The social media has become a way for people to meddle in other people's personal business, dox people, steal their identity, pictures, defraud, stir up trouble. Some good the internet is naturally because it's a source of information, quick information, but it also can be the downfall of man and woman and child. And they can be destroyed in an instant due to an app and somebody posting something. And they didn't have to go look for trouble. They didn't have to incite it. They didn't have to ask for it. All it takes is the push of a button. And now your world is crumbling down. Well, Mr. Dave, that's why we still have CDs. We still have the radio. We still have records. And that's the point I'm making in this live stream, that those things still exist. They just may not be as prevalent to people to own a record player or listen to the radio or listen to a CD or a cassette, because everything's now, as I said, virtual. You could pull up streaming devices to hear music. But when was the last time any of you sat in your living room den and just listened to music? When was the last time you played an actual CD in a CD player? When was the last time you actually turned on an actual radio and listened to the music without a streaming device? When was the last time you went to the picture show and watched a real movie in a theater? When was the last time you went to the library and sat and opened up a book or a magazine or newspaper? When was the last time you purchased a newspaper? When was the last time you called someone on the phone just to say hello or to tell them that you love them? You hadn't talked to them in a while. Sat on their front porch, in their den, their living room, had a cup of coffee or drink. When was the last time you took someone out to eat and actually held a conversation without looking at your cell phone? When was the last time you went to a sporting event and didn't look at your cell phone through the entire damn game? When was the last time you actually just set the fucking phone down and did not respond to a notification, a ring, or a text? Are you a compulsive texter? You cannot hold a conversation without texting. You refuse to pick up the phone to call. You refuse to answer the phone when it rings. Have you become a sucker to this internet? I say this because I've witnessed it firsthand from people who just cannot engage in conversation. And I find it offensive. I've even decided not to talk to certain people anymore via social media, because if you can't ever respond to me in a timely fashion, you can't pick up the phone to call after I've asked you to call. You have access to a cell phone number to call me, to hold a decent conversation. We don't have to sit on the phone for hours, but if I'm calling you, asking you something, I expect a phone call back. That's just who the queen is. But when all you want to do is just text to me, and it's about something that's serious, such as a death, or somebody is sick, I don't want to engage with you. Because I feel like there's a time and a place for everything. And if a person can never pick up the fucking phone and say hello, number one, or respond to something serious, we do not need to talk. And that's just how I feel. I don't want to only see you in public places and a damn social media post. And I get it. You cannot talk to everybody every day and spend long-winded conversations with 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000 people, depending on how many social media friends you have and actual friends you have and talk to. But as I said, there is a time and a place for everything. And if a person can't even engage in a quick phone call to say hello, I was thinking about you. Oh, yes, such and such passed away. The funeral is going to be this day. Yes, Pookie Ray Ray's in the hospital. I don't need to be talking to you through a social media app. To each its own. Some of you like indulging in texting only through social media apps, Facebook, IG. That is your communication with your so-called Facebook, IG friends. That is your business. I get it. You're not going to be best friends with all these people that you are engaging with and accepting as friends. But if I or you decide to reach out to them, the least a person can do is respond. That's my take on it. Same thing with a landline or cell phone. If a person decides to call you by a cell phone landline, the least you can do is return the damn call or send them a message that I'll be back with you shortly. I'm busy, I'm sick, I don't feel well, I'm at work, overworked, tired. Just damn respond. Exactly. Serious things should not be discussed in a text. And as some guy said on Facebook, I read yesterday, telling someone not to assume that he likes her because he put a heart behind a post or comment. I thought, damn, is it that serious now? Because he said, if I like you, I'll let you know. But this is not real up here. It was a very interesting commentary he put on his Facebook account. I don't know if someone messaged him or put a rumor out that he liked them because he put a heart by something that they said, or they liked one of his posts, but it was interesting that he responded in the way that he did. And then you have to remember, this is true. This stuff up here, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, IG, TikTok, it isn't real. Because one, you don't know the people behind the message. You don't know anything about the people commenting, the people hitting the like. Because we're all flawed. And we easily get irritated, get turned off quickly. As soon as someone does or say something we don't like, we're done with it. We don't want to talk. Delete, block. That is your choice. That is your choice. But I do believe with all this modern technology that people have become detached from reality. They have become detached from friends and family. They don't communicate properly. They don't communicate adequately. And sending text messages to people, to me, is a no-no. To constantly text to a person means you really do not want to engage in conversation, and it is an easy way to deflect and ignore people and talk around in circles. And that, to me, is unacceptable. Now, how you choose to navigate with your friends and family and constituents virtually is your choice. I personally am not going to sit here and engage with you day for day, on and on, hour for hour by a damn text message. I am not a robot. I'm not a machine. So therefore, if I've given you access to call me via a phone number or a message system, then I expect you to call. And if you only want to text, we don't have anything to talk about. And that means you could be my mother, father, sister, cousin, brother, neighbor, boss, whoever. I'm not interested. Whether I was a talker or not, there's just a time when you need to pick up the phone and say what you have to say to another human being. Social media has brought a lot of advantages to many people, a way for people to communicate, see people they haven't seen, hear from people they haven't seen in a long time, reconnect with people, find people, family members, friends, find out if a person is alive or deceased, find out information as far as functions, parties, sporting events, news in the community, news in the world. But it also has been a detriment as far as stalking, doxing, bullying, scamming, defrauding people, fake sites, people using the internet to pretend to be sick, ill, to get money, GoFundMes. See, the list goes on and on. The purpose of the internet. Yes, it is abused. The link is in the chat if you wanted to hit it to give me your opinion. I do not intend for this to be a long live stream, so the access is here for you if you want to give your public opinion besides chatting in the chat. Once again, the message I'm trying to send in this live stream, that when you are given the opportunity to speak to someone and be heard, you should take the opportunity. And exactly, you can be whoever you want via a social media app, be it on a date site, Twitter, Snapchat, hide behind an emoji, picture of a waterfall, and talk a bunch of junk and nonsense, hate speech, sex talk. It goes on and on. You can be whoever you want to be, but know that eventually down the road, somebody's going to tell you are not that person, because people talk. Somebody will spill the tea, because that's just the way the world is. Cell phone. Could you live without it? Texting. Could you live without it? Go back to just the landline. Renting movies the old way. Listening to the radio the old way. No internet, no Google, no Facebook, no YouTube, no Snapchat, no Twitter, newspapers, magazines, the news, bringing you the information, or the radio, bringing you the information. But no internet. No vile posting of pornography, people fighting, killing each other, shooting each other, arguing. No Facebook. No YouTube. You go to a function, they were playing records or the CDs. No streaming system to play music through a speaker. You go out to eat, you actually sit at the table and talk to people and laugh and share common conversation, opposing conversation. You go to a sporting event, you actually go to watch the people play on the field, the court. You're invited to a party, a function, a speech. You're listening to the content in the room. There is no looking at a phone or any type of images on a phone. The phone is on silent. Oops, we don't have cell phones anymore. You waited till you got home or a payphone booth. My, what happened to the phone booth? You don't see those anymore. What happened to the telephone booth? The cell phone is what happened. Driving in your car, listening to the radio, singing along with the music, tapping the steering wheel, going about your day. Going home and engaging with people and stimulating conversation. No running to show them what happened on the cell phone, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube. No more of that. Could you go back to an older existence when people still laughed, cried, shared memories, went to functions, had fun, parties, Christmas parties, bar mitzvahs, sat outside in the summer, turned on the water hydrant, children ran through the water, children rode bikes, skateboards, big wheels. People enjoyed life. And I think some of you are missing that you really aren't enjoying your life, that your life really isn't fulfilled. You are looking for something. And perhaps you're using the internet, social media as a way to reconnect to the world. But are you actually reconnecting? Are you your true self on apps, social media platforms? Or are you pretending to be somebody else? Are you helping the world or are you hindering the world? Are you your best self when you're on the internet? Do you go off, fly off the handle, flip out on every comment, post, meme? Do you respond to every little thing somebody posts? Are you that messy Karen? Are you a shit star? Are you happy where you are today? Could your life be better today with or without the internet? What are you contributing positive to the internet? Are you using it effectively and responsibly? As I've always said at the end of my live streams under the ES logo, be a part of the solution and not the problem. I can honestly say in my whole being that if I had not partnered with YouTube, I would not be partaking in conversations via news articles or channels. I would be looking at HGTV, maybe a few documentaries here and there, but not commenting. Because I don't like what I see on the internet. I don't like what I see in people in general. And I don't really need YouTube, Facebook, or IG, because I am the same as I was before I ever ventured to these apps. I like the same things. I have the same quirks. I have the same personality. I have the same interests. I love life. I try to enjoy life. I try to treat people accordingly and treat them the way I want to be treated. I enjoy decorating, traveling, meeting people, social events. That is never going to change. Whether I'm on YouTube, watch YouTube, look at Facebook, IG, or any other social app. See, that's the difference. Is knowing that you are the same without social media. And that if worse came to worse, you could give it up and never blink. And that is my testimony today pertaining to the internet and social media. That I am the same with or without it. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats were welcome during the live stream. Thank you for following the content. Thank you for your support. Happy holidays to the viewing audience. Please stay warm. This is The Vault.